Two meetings that President Ruto convened in State House today vindicates something that we've been talking about in this country. And I just paid attention and I followed what really happened in State House. William Ruto last year was in South Africa and he said that never again should African president be bungled to go and meet one person and have unstructured talks. Today, he has held two meetings, a delegation from Samburu and another delegation from Meru. Let us go and look at those posts and make very keen observation on what exactly is going on. This is the first meeting. Or not the first, this is the first meeting. The first meeting met with the Meru team. I am pleased to note that members of parliament are aligning the development agenda with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. That is better. This strategic alignment is essential for achieving inclusive growth. At State House with Nairobi, met with MPs from Meru County to discuss development programs in the county that include the last mile connectivity, both electricity, fiber, construction of markets, roads, amongst others. Then these are the photos that were shared. You can look at these photos. In that meeting, Ruto is meeting leaders from Meru. That is what exactly Rigathi Gachagua has been trying to do in Mount Kenya, and he was called a tribalist. Of course, many reasons why Rigathi are being called that. There are many reasons, just one of them. So, I am just wondering, and allow me to use my ignorance here. Does President Ruto become project manager 001 for the country? Because I've seen this last mile, I have seen roads and all that. There is no single minister in this meeting. There was no minister in this meeting. So I'm just wondering who is furnishing the president with these projects, or these MPs are supposed to go and report to the president on these projects. And there is an understanding, there is a culture we are building that MPs are going to State House to seek projects. You know, the projects are midwifed from State House. While as we speak, the budget process is going on in Parliament. And immediately the appropriation bill will be out, the revenue side is also going to be out on how it's going to be spent. Budget policy statements. So, on how that money is going to be spent. So clearly, if there is a team that can go to State House and get roads, electricity, what, then what is the essence of that exercise happening in Parliament? Because if this is the angle, does it mean that for you to get my MPs, my leaders from Siaya, all the MPs from Siaya County led by the Senator, senior orphan, Oduor Odinga, must all of them troop to State House to get? Because that, I seem not to get it. But I want to tell you, when I look at this meeting, I am not seeing even development projects being discussed here. No one is even having a notebook. Okay, there was only one, Rindikiri. Rindikiri was the only person who was having a notebook, and I think Bure, there's also someone there. But if you look at the way these people are, I'm not seeing anything being tracked. Anyway, even these MPs are not project managers. Even if there is a last mile in their constituency, they're not even connected to it. It's under the Ministry of Energy. These MPs are constrained to CDF. So the only thing they know is which school wanapaka rangi wakijiita majina, or which one, how are they donating, how are they giving bursary. MPs are not, and the more they stretch is building, I think, police stations. It also went there, and some hospitals. So these MPs that were paraded in State House, I'm just wondering whether, are they even project managers for those roads? If you ask them, the roads are percentage imeshafikaje, they can't even get. So there is a trend we are building. And clearly, I'm not seeing projects. These are just posts being made but this is just a political meeting. Maybe let's leave that. Go to the one for Embu. Okay, before I leave that, this meeting was attended by all the 9 MPs in Meru. That is Igembe North, Igembe Central, Igembe South, Imenti North, Imenti Central, Imenti South, Tigania East, Tigania West, and then Buri. And the senator and the women rep. So one person who is not in that photo is the governor. Why? The governor had crossed over to UDA. So there could be two things. There could be one thing that probably, if they're also discussing UDA politics, they're also discussing UDA elections, then the governor is simply knocked out. Or they're discussing finance bill, and because the governor is not going to vote for finance bill, she's not in that meeting. But I will break down the essence of these meetings. There is something happening in UDA party also, those elections. So I will break down. If you look at this, all this that were here are people that are going to vote for finance bill. That is why you cannot see the governor. Let's go to, but we are going to debunk that point in the next meeting. The next meeting is with Samburu leaders. So these are Samburu leaders. The post on that is, I am encouraged by the decision of Samburu County leaders to work together to confront various challenges facing the people, including insecurity. This unity of purpose will not only foster peaceful coexistence among residents of the county, but also create a conducive environment for economic development. I've always wondered, what is this unity? For example, you know, I've always wondered, by the way, I mean, let me use my constituents because that's what I understand, my county. My county has a Lego Usonga, then have game, then as a Lego Usonga, Ugenya, where there is David, and Pio and I, and then Samuel Atande, a Lego, then there is Bondo. Then there is game. So, if these MPs work together, what can they achieve with their unity? Every one of them have their bursary. You know, I've always wondered, this whole unity thing, it's just another way of, it's just a corporate language. But in real sense, there is nothing that really is brought about by this unity. Because you tell me what people united and did because of that unity. So clearly, it's not even it. Of course, this is the meeting where there's some empty chairs there. If you can check, you can see empty chairs. Now, here is where I'm wondering. Where is development? No one is even having a notebook. Not even the governor of Samburu. This meeting, not even the... And look at that notebook President Ruto is carrying. Is that where you write projects? Are these people going to propose projects to be done? Or are they talking about ongoing projects? You know, if it is about development. So if you look at this meeting here, these fellows are not even talking about anything called development. These fellows are talking politics. And what is disguised as State House development meetings are just but politics. Now, why am I curious about these two meetings? Why these two? Samburu County, recently the deputy president was there this week. The deputy president was in Samburu recently this week, held some empowerment program, and there is something that happened there. The governor raised some issue about a fallout on UDA caucus in Samburu. I want you to listen to what the Samburu governor said. So you understand that? So that is one of the reasons why these leaders were brought here. And I think the intelligence team might have told the president that in Samburu something is going on. So what has been written there, you know, of course they cannot write that we are campaigning. But that is the first reason why Samburu was summoned in State House. Number two, why Embu? Why Meru? Of course, I understand that Ruto is supposed to visit Meru. I don't know whether it's over the weekend or when, because I don't know when that's supposed to be, because he's supposed to attend some Ukraine-Russia summit, peace summit in Switzerland. and then he's also supposed to fly to Italy for some G7 summit. I wish this one for Ukraine is just hata hii G7 anaweza kosa. Ramaphosa is not going. Yeah, Ramaphosa have just said he's not going there. So why Meru? Again, Meru, if you look at the current development in Mount Kenya, there are three counties, four counties that still are aligned towards Rigathi. His homeland, Nyeri, Embu, Cecil Mbarere is her close person. Remember them when they were making one man, one shilling together. And then Meru, he was in Meru, and Rigathi was really received in Meru very well. And then Laikipia, he also having Ketu Ruguru there. Where I cannot see strong footprint is Nyandarua. But those four counties, so Meru is one of the counties that Rigathi is getting away, kinda. The counties that he has a problem are Kiambu, here, Murang'a, there, Kirinyaga, Anne Waiguru, and Tharaka Nithi, kina Kithure Kindiki. And technically that is why you are seeing, that is the strategy being done. So, why Ruto is also targeting Meru is because Meru is also pro-Rigathi a bit, kidogo. But, three things are at stake, and I want just to tell you. These meetings are centered around three things. It's not, these two meetings were not rendered around any road or any electricity last mile, no. That, I've seen those meetings, I've seen the people attending that meeting, and I'm not seeing any minister or even any PS. So, someone to update that group, I'm not seeing. It's three things. Number one is UDA elections. UDA elections in the sense that these elections are coming, and William Ruto is looking at the dynamics of the way like the one in Nairobi has happened. In Meru, there are also those dynamics because Kawira Mwangaza is joining UDA. She must thrust, try to clinch that position of UDA chairperson in Meru. But those men there, the men in Meru, are also not pushovers. And they're also believing to be founder members of UDA party. So that's number one bit of it. But the other thing is the finance bill shut down. And in finance bill, I wanted to listen to speeches from Mutahi Kahiga and Peter Munya.
Nataka kuwakumbusha kitu kimoja na uambie rais hivi. Rais aliingia hapa Nyeri akiwa na Biblia kwa mkono. Na alikuwa anatusalimia, Bwana asifiwe mwadhani agoshwo. Hata sasa tunataka aendelee kusema nini? Wakati tunaongea mambo yanayotuhusu, tunaangalia rais, hatujui ni nani alimkaribia. Siku hizi rais anajipiga kifua. Hao watu wasiwadanganye. Hiyo finance bill mnaongea ati mtaongeza tax. Hawa mnaona hawa. Wasiwadanganye na msidanganye. Finance bill chini. Kwa nini sasa mnataka haya magari na hamkununulia mtu muanze kuchukua pesa? Alafu mnatuambia tusinyamaze, tusiseme nini? We will speak. Ama nyinyi hamko na mimi? Tole hamwe ka tutire. Tuikare ha tukihihinyagwo tukiuga horerai ni nywe mwathuranire. Kae twathuranaga tulio. Ndirenda kugweta hana bunge letu. Musiingie katika hali. Wacha hiyo hadithi mingi ya too many ambitious projects. Wacha tufanye zile tunaweza. Tuko na shida. Wananchi wanalalamika. The taxes are too much. They are telling us. Kama nyinyi hawaambii sijui. So you tell the president, mwambie maneno si mzuri vile. Hiyo hadithi mnafikiria ati mnakuja hapa tunaongea tunasema ni kuzuri. It's not.
Ile sheria sahihi iko katika bunge inaitwa finance bill. Ni sheria mbovu kwa sababu ni sheria ambayo inaongezea mizigo wananchi wa kawaida. Na pendekezo nyingi zile siko kwa hiyo sheria si pendekezo za kusaidia uchumi wa Kenya unawiri. Pendekezo ambazo zitapiga zitaharibu biashara, siongezee mizigo wananchi wa kawaida, na tunashangaa kwa sababu serikali ile iko sahihi ilichaguliwa ikisema ndio itasaidia wanyonge. Ilisema itakuwa serikali ya mama mboga, watu wa bonda, watu wa kawaida. Lakini kila siku policy za serikali hii ile wanatoa kila siku ni policy ambazo zinaendelea kukandamiza mwananchi wa kawaida. Kwa mfano, mtu analima mahindi yake, banana sake huku kwa kijiji, unasema utamtoza ushuru kwa kilo ya ile mawele ama viazi ama mazao yale analima. Tunajua kwa kisheria ile serikali iko na nguvu ya kutoza ushuru kwa kilimo ni serikali ya county, na inatosha ushuru ile inaitwa cess. Ukipeleka mazao yako kwa soko, serikali ya taifa haina hiyo nguvu. Lakini tunasikia inaingia sasa huku kuitisha watu kuku, tuko na kuku ngapi ulipie, uko na mbwa ngapi. Hiyo ndio hiyo haikuwa matarajio ya wananchi, na ndio tunauliza wabunge wale tulichagua, kwa nini walienda kulala bunge? Hatukuwachagua wakashughulikie serikali kule, walichaguliwa na wananchi huku wakashughulikie maslahi ya wananchi. Sheria ikiletwa ambayo haizingatii maslahi ya mwananchi wanaikataa. Unless mtuambie sasa bunge imekuwa serikali, imewekwa kwa mfuko. Na ndivyo tunaona kama imewekwa kwa mfuko. Kwa sababu hatuwasikii. Wakati ule tunawasikia ni wakati wanaongea wakijaribu kueleza ati hiyo mambo ni sawa sawa. Sisi tunawaambia wakati unakuja. Kama watusikilizi saa hii, wakati unakuja. Si inakuja? Wakati inakuja ambao mwananchi atachukua hatua. Kwa hivyo kama wanataka kura ile serikali ya taifa na hawa wengine warekebishe sasa.
Why? Peter Munya is Uhuru Kenyatta leg in Mount Kenya. Mutahi Kahiga is Rigathi Gachagua leg in Mount Kenya. Of course, Uhuru Kenyatta leg might not have much of that influence because of Jubilee Party does not have many MPs. But it is, William Ruto is seeing a possibility that Mount Kenya might not be united behind that finance bill as he opts to. And I wish they are not. This unity is overrated. You know, you cannot talk about unity so that you just move and say yes because we are united without questioning. So Ruto has realized that probably Rigathi axis might not dance to the tune of what finance bill is. And part of this meeting is just trying to please the ground. And lastly is the 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote. I said these meetings are centered around 3 things: elections, finance bill, and 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote. Now 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote is this. In Samburu, he would meet and tell Samburu that you guys need to hit Rigathi because this thing is going to affect you. I'm very sure he can also meet Meru and tell Meru that I will support it, but we will get another way. But all of them must be geared to saying what Rigathi is saying is wrong, but let's do this. Remember, in Meru there is also the issue of Mogoka. So all these are the factors on table. And if Mogoka is discussed, it's well and good. But if finance bill is whipped in the manner that people don't think about it, then it's not it. But this is why this meeting is. This is why this strategy is going on. The strategy of going after these MPs is there. Last week, the UDA MPs were supposed to meet. The PG, there was supposed to be a PG on Monday. But when Osoro posted it in the UDA WhatsApp groups, there was a big split. And then it was postponed. But the governing council, the NEC met that last weekend. I think Ruto, having realized the backlash, he's trying to go individual to these leaders to quell the ground. And has realized that if he brings these MPs for a PG just like that, it will be difficult for him to sell his agenda. The MPs might overwhelm him. So he's employing the small group discussion tactic. Meet Meru, meet Samburu, you know, and areas where he believes you can easily sway fast. You need to start with the soft one first, I not be shocked tomorrow seeing meeting another group from another place, another group from another place. That will be it. But I think we need to give Rigathi his flowers on this. Because Ruto is meeting people along tribal lines. You know, if it is something about last mile, I've always wondered, in fact, I've always wondered, if you want to talk about last mile, so, and you want to talk it to the MPs, then why don't you call Samburu and at the same day call Alego Usonga? Why don't you just call MPs, one Alego, two Samburu, then pick another one from Mombasa, then pick another from Central, from Kakamega, then meet them that day? Why must you meet one from one place? So it's all trouble, guys. It's all trouble. Tunapiga Rigathi, but that's a hapa Rigathi yako tu sawa. Because even that is what the boss is doing. So these people should not even hit Rigathi. So that is the reason, that is the first number. Number two, the divided Mount Kenya could work to his disadvantage. Remember, there is something now trending up in I don't something villager. Hey, I'm seeing people online really talking about it, and it's getting traction. So, and maybe the intelligence has told him that, you know, Kieni has come out and said they're not going to support finance bill. Yes. And 2023, there was objections from, I think, what churches, Anna, Jubilee Axis, and then Gaduno Mushomba. This 2024, if it gains, then 2025, by the time we figure 2026, you might not even be able to pass it. So he has realized that that is it. Number two, there is a possibility of sowing the seeds of Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West politics. Rigathi is gathering, by the way. Rigathi is gathering. You may not like it, but he is gathering. People are listening to him. Naona watu wanamwonea huruma sana, and he has successfully sold that sympathy thing. And so Ruto might be meeting this to push that Mount Kenya West thing. And the next day we'll hear, oh, sisi hatuko hapo, sisi hatuko hapo. So ladies and gentlemen, there's so much on the table. But I believe this is not about what you are being told. What we are being told there about roads, last mile, no. This is about politics. Thank you.